Good afternoon, this is the PlugSeeker. Welcome to another episode, and it's a lovely sunny summer's day today in Caterham in Surrey, which is in the United Kingdom. Today I am going to be doing an episode in two parts really. Now firstly I'm going to do a little bit of a chat about electric car enthusiast clubs and how they are springing up across the UK. And the second part of my episode today will be using some footage which I recorded actually a couple of months ago about an electric car meetup that I went to, and it was a really good meetup, and I've been meaning to use the footage for a while, and it will fit in very nicely with this topic. So with the increasing numbers of electric cars across the United Kingdom and I think around the world, we are finding that a lot of them are banding together and forming little electric car enthusiast groups. Now, some of these groups are just informal online sort of groups. Some of them are a lot more official groups, and they vary in size and scope of what they do. Now, in the UK, this has been the case as well, and there are several electric car enthusiast groups which are forming as we speak, and I found that there are more and more occurring every day. Now, some electric car groups are specifically based around particular brands of electric car. Now, in the UK, one of the biggest ones of this type would be the Renault Zoe Owners Club, which I'll put a link there. But what I think is more interesting now is the gradual development of electric car clubs in certain regions around the world and in the UK. And a prime example of a local electric car enthusiast club is EV Sussex Group. And that was originally set up by Neil Roberts, based in Sussex, obviously. And that really is an excellent example of how local clubs can start up from very little beginnings. As I understand it, Neil once told me that I think on the first meetup, they literally had a handful of local enthusiasts just turning up for a coffee and a chat. And if you spin on a year, if you look at the EV Sussex Group meetings now, there are upwards of 40 different electric cars that have come, and I think even on one event up to 50. And now these events are really quite a good fun occasion, and it's a great way for local enthusiasts to come and look at different electric cars, maybe look at what their next electric car might be when they sell their current one. And furthermore, it's a great venue for the EV curious to come and have a look and look around various cars and chat to real life owners. So as I say, there are various electric car clubs around the UK at the moment. And I did a little bit of research for this episode, and I've come up with quite a few interesting ones around the country. So I'm just going to cut them in now, and I'm going to play you some of the groups which I found when I was researching for this episode. So I hope you find these useful, and I'll catch up with you again afterwards. So I hope you found some of those clubs useful, and obviously if they're in your area or they're the particular EV that you've got and you're interested in joining them, please do look at those links and get in touch with some of those people, because I'm sure they'll be very interested to hear from you. Similarly, if you're not an EV driver, but you are just interested in finding out a bit more about EVs, then I think, again, those contacts are a really good place to start when you're researching your potential future electric car. So I hope you find those useful. Now, if you enjoy watching my videos, I would also ask you that you consider subscribing to my channel. And also, if you can click the notification bell, then you will get new videos as soon as they are uploaded by me. I would also ask that if you enjoy these episodes, please share them as well on Twitter, Facebook, or whatever social media platform you use. So what are the advantages of local electric car groups? Well, I think there are various different ways in which this is going to really help the electric car revolution. Firstly, it's a great place for the EV curious to come along and have a look at electric cars. They can have a chance to look around some of the vehicles and also speak to some real-life owners. And I think this is a much less intimidating atmosphere to going to a showroom and having the pressure of a salesman breathing down your neck, and get some honest advice of how much it costs to buy one of these cars, how much it costs to rent one of these cars or lease them, what are the running costs, what are the pros and cons of the different models. So I think that's the first step, is it gives the EV curious a nice friendly venue to come and look at some electric cars. What else is it good for? Well, electric car groups are great for simply socially meeting up and building networks of electric car enthusiasts. Online, these electric car groups also act as a useful counterbalance to some of the FUD out there spread by the FUDsters. Yes, that's right, fear, uncertainty and doubt. There are a lot of invested interests of big companies like major oil manufacturers and some traditional car manufacturers who are going to be put out of pocket by the electric car transition and revolution of electric cars. They're not going to go quietly. They are going to be doing everything they can to slow down the transition to sustainable transport. It's not in their interests. They will be dragged kicking and screaming into the electric car revolution. It's going to happen anyway, but they're going to make it happen as slow as they possibly can. And hence, behind the scenes, I am sure a lot of money is going into trying to delay, trying to put fear, uncertainty, doubt into the minds of people who might be thinking about buying an electric car. That's one of the places electric car clubs can have a really beneficial effect. We can counter-argue some of these untrue or wildly distorted stories that are appearing sometimes in the mainstream press. And I think that is an important role going forward for electric car enthusiast groups. So I think that's one of the other roles that we are really taking on. Now, while we're talking about electric car meetups, I'd like to also point out some upcoming events. Now, one of the meetings coming up soon is the Fully Charged show. Now, I can't believe anyone here watching this particular YouTube channel doesn't know about it. But in case you don't know about it, the Fully Charged show will be on the 7th, 8th and 9th of June. And here are the details. This is going to be a massive electric car meetup with thousands of people at the Silverstone racecourse. And it will be hosted by the well-known Robert Llewellyn, obviously from the Fully Charged YouTube channel, all about electric cars. And following that, there will be another meetup of the EV Surrey group, and that will be in Guildford in the Newlands Corner car park, and that will be partly run by myself. And following on after that, there will be EVs in Park, which will be run by Craig from the Renault Zoe Owners Club, and that will be up in Coventry. So there are at least 3 good events coming up soon. I'm sure there are other events from around the country, and please feel free to post those in the comments below, and I'll try to also forward them on Twitter and put them up on the club events page. Now, I'm going to move on to the second part of today's episode, and that was a meeting with the EV Sussex group, which I went to a few months ago. So I'm going to cut to my video footage from that period. Now, this was, I think, the 4th meeting of the EV Sussex group, and it was a stonker of a meeting. This meeting had upwards of 50 electric cars, that's 50, of various types. One of the highlights was seeing a brand new Jaguar I-Pace in jet black, fabulous car. And also I got to see one of the Tesla Model X do its music and waving doors thing. watch the video, you'll see what I mean. It was also great to meet up with some of my electric car YouTube friends. In particular, James from James and Kate channel was there, and also Craig from the Renault Zoe Owners Club, who I mentioned before. So hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you again at the end. And here we are, plenty of electric car drivers here. Fabulous. Right, let's go and say hello to everybody. Hey! So I hope you enjoyed that little video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to click on the notification bell to get new videos as soon as I release them. And also, if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to share it on Twitter, Facebook, or whatever social media that you use. Anyway, that's enough for me today. Thank you for watching. This is the PlugSeeker signing out. Happy charging, everyone.